Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Frugalista here, and I am going to give you my ranking, review, rated, whatever of pressed powder foundation from, I like them all, drugstore and high-end. So I have 6 of them, and I even have demos that I'm going to lay over, you know what I mean. So I actually put on all 6 powder foundations individually for you to see the coverage by itself. Actually not, it's like really hot in here because the sun, it's like the 3 o'clock sun, even though it's probably like 60 outside, but I think it's like 75 or 80 in my room. All right, let's begin. So let's talk about one no one ever really talks about. How about that? This is the NYX Stay Matte but not flat powder foundation. It's very good. It's $10 and it has a nice finish. It has a good shade range. So what I'm showing you is I demonstrate both applying it with a sponge and a brush, and the sponge usually gives more concentrated coverage. So like you're really kind of just caking it on, and then the brush diffuses it, lets you blend it out. However, you can build the coverage with a brush to be the same as with the sponge. Also, if you're going to use it over a liquid foundation, the brush I would recommend, but this way you can kind of dust it on, adds a little bit of coverage, gives a nice finish, but honestly, they kind of show up the same results. So I use the Real Techniques powder brush. This is a blue crush or blue, I can't remember what they called this, but it's basically a synthetic, very soft powder brush. I used shade Natural, and I really like it. I'm going to show this to you on the palm of my hand. My palm's kind of sweaty. Told you it was warm. Phoebe's leaving. She's like, I'm out of here, guys. So, yeah, my hand is too warm. It's too hot. But it does not show up. The reason I wanted to show them to you in a sort of separate video insert was because swatching them on the back of your hand just doesn't do it justice, and it's very difficult to demonstrate 6 foundations in one sitting. So I don't think people really talk about it. I like that it's affordable. I like that it has a pretty good shade range. So another high-end one, and technically this is not a foundation, but it is a pressed powder. It's very popular, and I think you could kind of use it for that. It doesn't come with a sponge or anything like the others. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Now, this is called Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. So I think you could interpret how you will, is it a finishing powder? Is it a setting powder? Is it a powder foundation? It's kind of whatever you want to make it work as that suits you. I have shade 2 medium. I find these run light. So I did both sponge and brush with these, and you can see that it is a very sheer to medium finish. Not a lot of coverage, a lot of skin coming through, pigmentation, that kind of thing, but not bad. Like not chalky, not it doesn't look terribly powdery. It would just be either, I would say, really good over a sheer foundation, which she does make her, is it the Light Wonder foundation? So it would look great over that, or as a touch-up finishing powder. Next, drugstore, although it is kind of pricey. $24 at Target, but you can get this on their website. I think you can get it on the Ulta or Sephora website. I think you can, I know you can get it at the Winky Lux website, Target.com, and Target stores. Yeah, Yeah, so it's the Winky Luxe. This is the Diamond Powder Girl's Best Friend. I did get shade medium, which looks a little yellow. Of course, we're in a very yellow right now. Everything's yellow. So I really like this. However, I will say this, when you apply it, especially when you apply it with a lot of concentration from a sponge, it will, it will really show up kind of, not very, because it's called diamond powder, it does have a luminosity to it. But it's very good at evening out the skin, giving it a nice finish, and coverage. I did not purchase any product for this video in terms of special. This is just my collection because I do have a lot of powder foundations. I don't know why. Probably because I started with one that I absolutely fell in love with, and that's the Wander Beauty. So this is the Wanderlust powder foundation. I continue to talk about this all the time. You might even see me in some Wander Beauty promotions or like Facebook things or Instagram things. Sometimes my face pops up. I purchased this originally a few years ago, and then I did a demo. I did a review on my channel, and then they reached out to me. Since then, I've gotten PR from them. So I don't think I've actually had to ever buy a compact from them since that first one. But just so you know, my review was unbiased. It was my own, but now I'm kind of completely loyal to them. They're just such a great company. This is about $40, I want to say, and it's on Sephora, it's on Nordstrom. You can get it on the Wander Beauty website. It is just beautiful. The finish is exquisite. It doesn't feel dry. Actually, none of these feel dry, or at least look dry. Sometimes I feel like I can tell I've powdered, like I'm wearing a whole thing of powder, and I have dry skin, but my skin doesn't look dry. Like, my skin doesn't look dry to you right now, does it? I think it looks pretty radiant and fresh. The puff that they created and that they include has a really nice like microfiber finish to it. So it's not quite velvet, it's not quite a sponge. It's, like I said, it's kind of microfibery. It's the Wander Beauty. They reformulated it so it's not easily, I have broken one, dropped it on a bathroom floor in a restaurant. It's very sad. I pretty much cried. And the entire thing smashed. So they've created it so that it's less smash resistant. To talk kind of holy grail drugstore affordable one, I can't find one I like better than the JCat Beauty Aqua Assurance. This stuff is so good. Lots of shades. This shade is natural, so it's a little bit more of my summer shade. I think I have Bisque or Ivory, and those are definitely winter shades. This goes on, I don't know what puff I've used. I don't think this is the original, but this, oh, the coverage. You guys, the coverage. And again, putting it on the back of my hand isn't justice, hence watch the video insert. But I mean, I'm telling you, it is not drying. Like it says, it's called Aqua Assurance, so it has enough kind of a water feel to it. It doesn't feel wet, but it does give a nice finish to the skin. It blends easily. I mean, this is a close, it's so hard for me to decide which one's my favorite child in powder foundation. But this Makeup Forever, I am telling you, Scott Barnes knows what he's doing. If it's good enough for JLo, it's good enough for me. No. And he uses this to set liquid makeup, great, and cream products. It's phenomenal. I use it with it comes with like a two-sided sponge that has one spongy side, one kind of velvety, furry microfiber side. I use the velvety side, And this shade is R230. It's a little more pink, which is great. So if you're looking for a better shade range, Makeup Forever might be your friend because you can get a variety of undertones, whereas like JCat Beauty, more yellow. Wander Beauty, probably neutral. It goes on incredible coverage, possibly the most coverage of the ones I'm sharing. It's good. It's really, really good. So whether you brush it on with just a soft, fluffy brush to set, or add coverage, or you want to sponge it on, it's phenomenal. Now, I was gonna say what I'm wearing today is, it's kind of a brand that we never talk about on YouTube, and it's sort of one of those natural brands. It's Zuzu, and you can get it like at Whole Foods and health food markets, and I think online, maybe iHerb. But I had this, and I have D17 as the shade. This is more your speed in terms of, oh, I like natural. I want products that, you know, have more, it's actually out of Bellevue, Washington. So it's a good brand. I think it's gluten-free. Is it? I think it's part of Gabriel Cosmetics. And I had a kind of dual side-by-side review of the Tarte powder foundation and the Maybelline Superstay powder foundation, and I found out I loved this. This is good stuff. And this is good stuff. So they are both really phenomenal in terms of coverage. Tarte is great, you know, it's vegan and cruelty-free, and Maybelline is great because it's affordable and it's easy to find. Well, so is Tarte, but you know what I mean, like drugstore wise. So I find this, I just forget to reach for it. Yeah, I think maybe because these are just a slight step below in terms of finish, like a little bit not as luminous and not as kind of amazing coverage and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. One more honorable mention, and I don't have these demonstrated, so I apologize. That's kind of why I'm calling them honorable mention. Physicians Formula, again, they only make like 3 shades, all very pale. This Creamy Natural, it's talc free, and it's pressed powder, airbrush pressed powder, but it has SPF 30, and it can be used as a powder foundation. You can set your makeup with it. It can be used as a finishing powder, touch up, whatever. But I love that it has SPF. It's kind of nice. It's not too much coverage, and it goes on. Has a little bit of a luminous finish, maybe like the Winky Lux, but the stuff's good. It's just, oh, the shade ranges are terrible. I like this finish and application better than the Healthy powder that they have, both in the compact and the shaker, the loose shaker. So just to let you know, but yeah, anyway, there it is. Thank you so much. All right, so let me know what you think in the comments. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, you know, it means the world to me, and thank you. And I love your comments, and I love your support. And follow me on Instagram, and that's it. So, okay guys, I will list everything below. I should be able to find it online for you. And that's that. So if you have a favorite powder foundation that I didn't mention today, I want to hear about it. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.